So this is going to be a mint. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today is gonna be a whole different type of video. If you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and let me know that you like it, and that way I can keep making things like this. So I'm gonna do a quick intro just because you're probably like, where did this even come from? Well, I grew up, my mom always baked, my grandma baked during Christmas, and my Nana, my dad's mom, baked like breads and things and did preserves. So I grew up with it being all around me. And then as Pinterest came along, it got even more surrounding. And then my sister is a baker. I live with my sister, so it's literally always around me. And my favorite sweet to eat is cookies. You can ask anyone in my family. I take after my grandpa. I love cookies. It is undeniably a fact. I've been wanting to just eat the cookie dough, so I thought I would make 3 variations of an edible cookie dough. You might be thinking, what's the difference between cookie dough and edible cookie dough? Well, here's the difference. It's eggless. People say that raw eggs can give you salmonella. So these ones are without eggs, so that way you don't have to worry about that risk. So I got my base recipe off of sugarandsoul.co, and I'm going to be using that. So if you want this recipe, go check her out and you can get it there. I'm obviously going to be making a few variations, so it's not strictly off of her recipe, but I will make the base recipe to show you guys what it's like, and then we can go from there. I'm gonna switch around my lighting because it keeps changing on me. So we're gonna do that and get all the ingredients set up. I apologize for the glare. You can probably see off my glasses, but I need them to read and I don't have contacts at the moment. So sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it. So I already have some flour prepared, but I don't have enough for all 3 variations. So we're gonna have to bake some flour because you gotta get the bacteria off of the flour. And usually in regular cookies, you end up baking the cookies, which kills the bacteria anyways. Since we're not baking the cookies, we need to bake the flour. So I've already set my oven to 350, and then I'm gonna dump some flour on it. That's sugar, not flour. Sorry if I keep touching my hair, I'm the only one eating this. And I'm just gonna put it right on the thing. I'm not sure how much I have baked already, so I'll probably do 4 cups because this calls for 3 cups. And then I sift it, so it's a little bit different once you sift it. I'm gonna owe my sister some flour. Alright, and then I'm just going to take a butter knife and kind of smooth it around. Just kind of try not to stick your entire hand in it like I just did. Obviously, you would only make what you need, but I'm going to be making more of this, so I might as well do a bunch right now. So now I'm just going to put this by the oven and wait for it to preheat. You only bake the flour for 5 to 6 minutes. So it doesn't take very long. It actually takes my oven longer to preheat than it does to actually bake the flour. However, we're going to get the rest of the recipe together while we wait for that. And I just want to tell you what variations we're going to do today. So we're going to do the chocolate chip, which is the regular recipe, and then I thought I would try a double chocolate and then possibly a mint chocolate. Also, let me know if you want my sister to make a baking channel. I'm trying to get her to. All of these ingredients are hers, so I'm going to have to pay her back for these. Alright, the flour is done baking. However, we had enough. We had just enough, so what you'll need for this recipe is a stand mixer or a hand mixer. You do not need a stand mixer. Do not go out and buy yourself a stand mixer to do cookie dough. You can use a hand mixer or even your own hands with just a spatula. But I've got this handy dandy thing thanks to my sister. But what you need for this recipe is some butter, some brown sugar, light brown sugar, white sugar, heavy cream, also known as whipping cream. No, it's just heavy cream. Heavy cream, some vanilla, I don't want to pour that out, flour, and chocolate chips. I'm not going to tell you the amounts just because it is her recipe, so I'll leave the link down below for her recipe so you can look at it. But let's get going. So you want to put the butter in. It is softened. Make sure you soften your butter. If you just pulled it out of the fridge, you can stick it in the microwave for very, very short bursts and you'll be able to tell when it is done. So then you also want to cream in with the butter. I'm actually going to cream my butter quickly. I'm going to add all the brown sugar, and now we're going to add the white granulated sugar and cream them together. Alright, and then we're going to scrape down the sides because you gotta scrape down the sides or it's not going to get everything. And make sure that's all creamed together. And once it is, add the whipping cream. By whipping cream, I mean heavy cream. And then you're also gonna add the vanilla this time. I use pure vanilla because that is what my sister has, and let me tell you, it tastes a lot better. I'm just saying. And then you mix those together. You're gonna scrape the sides again, just cause I know this really bothers my sister. When measuring liquids, you use a liquid measuring cup, not one of these. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna mix this quickly again. And now you add the flour. I add it little by little. It doesn't tell you to do that, but I do that so it doesn't go poof. I've had it happen. I did sift this flour so it's not clumpy. I've tried not sifting it, and then you could kind of taste the granules of everything. And now that all the flour is done, I'm gonna go in and scrape down the sides and the paddle, because you always want to kind of scrape down the paddle to get everything stuck on there off. So she does say to eat this immediately if you want, because, well, you can. Or you can stick it in the fridge and it will be good up to three or 4 days, I believe she says. And I'm pretty sure that's only because of the whipping, the heavy cream in it. So give it one last mix and then add the chocolate chips. Done. Let's see how this turned out. And if you put it in the fridge, I would suggest when you go to eat it, taking it out like 5-10 minutes before you eat it, so it softens back up. It's perfectly fine if you take it out and just eat it, but I find it a bit better when it's softened. I will be sharing this with like my family, just cause I've had so much of it recently that I'll feel so sick. All right, on to the second one. All right, so let's get on to batch number 2. So this one is going to be the double chocolate recipe. So the only variation I made is I took out some of the flour and we're gonna add cocoa powder instead. I did have this recipe because it makes a lot and I don't think I can give that much cookie dough to people. So that, and I'm running out of heavy cream, so we're gonna have to do what we can. So the butter's already in here, and we're gonna add the sugars. All right, and now we're gonna add the cocoa. So what I did, because it calls for 3 cups of flour usually, so I made it 1.5, but then I took out a 1/4 cup and put in the cocoa instead. So it's really 1 1/4 flour and then 1/4 cocoa. You don't want to change all of the flour for cocoa because that would be very strong. Even now, I don't know if this is too much, so. And bam, it is done. Let's see how this turned out. Let's clear the mess for the next round. Because I still got one after this, guys. Stay with me. See, this is more of a reasonable size. I'll show you the chocolate chip and then I'll show you this one. So they're in the same size containers, guys. Chocolate chip, which is a full size, and then half size. If it's just you, I would definitely halves it because that's a lot of cookie dough. So let's move on to number 3. Are you ready for number 3? So this is going to be a mint. Forgot mint. Oh, I didn't even need vanilla because I'm doing mint. All right. So we are going to make a mint chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm not gonna make it a cookie chocolate batter. So what I'm gonna do is we're going to, instead of using vanilla, we're gonna use pure peppermint and mint. And then I'm also going to dye the batter green with Americolor. Just wanted to say that Americolor is for food coloring, so it is safe to put in. So let's do it. I'm going to add the color after the flour. The sugars, I'm doing a half batch again because I don't want to do a full batch. You might ask, how do you know when it's all creamed together? It literally, like, there's nothing, it's all together in a ball essentially. So let's add the whipping cream, heavy cream, whatever you want to call it. This might turn out really strong. Now in with the flour, actually, let's scrape it down first. All right, let's scrape down and then put in the coloring. So you don't want to use too much color because you just want to kind of tint it a little bit. And Americolor is very potent, very potent. All right, let's just, I have a bad habit of putting in too much. So 1 drop should do it. Literally 1 drop, let's see. Kind of looks like pistachio. All right, I might do another drop once I get all the dough off of here. She's gonna kill me that I'm using like all her stuff and her coloring. All right. That was a big drop. We're gonna scrape it down one last time and add the chocolate chips. We're gonna add in the chocolate chips. Done! Number 3 is done. Let's pull it out and see how we did. It definitely smells like mint, guys. Like, it definitely smells like mint. If you're gonna put a different flavoring in, do not put vanilla in because that's gonna combat your flavoring. So to avoid that, you just take the vanilla out because it's really there for your flavoring and not anything else that I know of. I'm also not a professional baker. So if you are a professional baker, let me know. And also, how bad did I butcher this? Or how good did I do? My sister usually says that I am mayhem in the kitchen, which I'm getting better. Like, look at that. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Yes! These are the 3 cookie dough variations that we made today. Of course, you don't need to make all 3 in one day. You can make one or the other, or any type that you think would be delicious, to be honest. Let me know down below what you think would be really good. I'm gonna go eat some. Not all of this, because that would make me feel sick. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you do subscribe to my channel for all different sorts of videos. I'll leave the link to this recipe down below, so make sure you go check out the blog that it's from, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.